The Shrek gods have answered our prayers. Please bow your heads in honor of the Green Ogre. We not only got ourselves our first teaser poster for Shrek 5, we have an official release date for this movie. This now makes it as real as possible. You know, people all around the world are currently screaming, so let's just dive into this. As we're going through this, I really need to hear your opinions on Shrek 5. It has been 16 years, not since the first Shrek movie, since Shrek Forever After. And let me tell you, I really thought that was Forever After for Shrek, but thank goodness it wasn't. I want to know your theories on what you think the plot should be. What should they tackle this time around? The scariest question I got for you: what's that animation gonna look like? All of that, let me know down near my swamp area. Okay, so it's been like about 5 years since we've heard the announcement that Shrek 5 was in the works. In those 5 years, we have been starving. We have not heard really a peep up until last week, thanks to good old Eddie Murphy, the voice of Donkey, who was doing some promotion for Beverly Hills Cop 4. Still need to get around to seeing that movie. I heard it's all right. But staying true to form, to his character of Donkey, Eddie Murphy was just letting a lot of details slip that I bet you Dreamworks did not want let loose.
Are you recording both right now?
No, not at the same time. I started recording Shrek, and that's, I think, it's coming out in 2025, and we're doing a Donkey one next.
Not only did he let us know he already started recording the first part of Shrek 5 earlier this year, but that after they are done making and releasing Shrek 5, they would then begin work on a solo Donkey movie. We're gonna talk about that in a sec, but it's like, oh god, it's real, it's happening. Not only is Shrek 5 actually being developed, the voice actors are recording their lines, meaning there is some sort of animation, whether pre-res or maybe even finish, that has been developed for this film, enough to where they got the voice actors doing their line. That's a pretty huge step, because like Beyond the Spider-Verse, which was a movie that was supposed to come out this year, actors have not even started recording their lines for that movie. So I guess with that kind of being let out into the world, DreamWorks had to move quick on just announcing it officially. Since coming from Eddie Murphy's mouth is pretty official, they still want some sort of promotional thing that can be spread around everywhere. And let me tell you, I am spreading it. Posted it on TikTok and Reels already. I'm doing my part, Shrek. Please give me a voice act. I'll voice one of the piggies. I can do it. Oh, pick me. Oh, Shrek. I could be the fourth piggy, the one they wouldn't hang out with. But the official Shrek social media account did post this caption along with a little video saying, not too far away, Shrek 5 is coming to theaters July 1st, 2026, with Mike Myers, Eddie Murphy, and Cameron Diaz. That is huge. Not only are the three main stars returning, Mike Myers, Eddie Murphy, and Cameron Diaz, they let us know the dang release date, summer of 2026. We are officially 2 years away from seeing Shrek 5. Now, I've already seen people complain, oh, that's so far away. Why would they announce it now? I don't know if we just got this thing in our brain where years with the number 2020 whatever sounds so far away, but it's really not that far away. 2 years, I mean, that's the same year we're gonna get the Batman Part 2. Shrek 5 and the Batman Part 2. That's already a stacked year. Actually, let me look, because I think Discussing Films did put out what movies are coming out in 2026. Oh yeah, dude, right here. Look at that roster. Shrek 5, Avengers 5, Toy Story 5, Batman 2, Jordan Peele's next horror movie, Dune 3, the live-action Moana movie, The Mandalorian, Super Mario Bros. 2, even Hunger Games. And you know what? Shrek 5 is going to dominate them all. Probably Avengers 5 and the Batman 2, maybe even Toy Story 5. Shrek 5 is gonna make some damage come 2026. I can feel it. But still, just at the fact that they've officially announced a release date, that is a huge step, man. Because for years, it felt like this movie was a figment of our imagination, and they stamped it, they made it official. That's when it's coming out. We can now start running down the clock to when we'll start getting some Shrek promotional stuff. Because come on, it has been way too long since Shrek has been in our lives. We need them to bring back the green Shrek Twinkies, the green Heinz ketchup, and for Pete's sake, please release a green burger collab wherever. I'll go to Arby's if that's where you want to release a Shrek. That's how desperate I am to taste those green buns. All I'm saying is the marketing for this better be next level, because I think fans are dying for some more Shrek content. Now, as far as getting into the details and not just getting excited about the promotion of this movie, according to the article here, we do have the directors announced for this film, so it's going to be two directors co-directing this movie. The Hollywood Reporter has it here that Walt Dorhan will direct after working as a writer on the second and third film and as a head of the story on the fourth film. Minions: The Rise of Gru co-director Brad Albison will co-direct with Shrek Forever After producer Gina Shea and Illumination CEO Chris Meldonnery producing. And there you go. There are your cooks in the kitchen for this movie. Now, I don't really know how to feel. I would have liked to have had a name in there from Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. Some of the writers are on that, or heck, even the director, because holy cow, nobody was expecting Puss in Boots 2 to be one of the best Shrek movies, up there with Shrek 2. Yeah, I said it. Like, that film was absolutely phenomenal. I was watching that thing with my jaw to the ground going, this is fantastic. Who let them cook this hard? But whatever the case may be, you do have Walt Doran, who did work on the second movie. That's enough juice for me to be like, all right, I'm trusting you here. Let's let go some of that third Shrek film stuff. But Shrek 2 and working on Shrek Forever After, I'm okay with that kind of creative mind going into the fifth film. So, okay, now that we have that in mind, let's ask ourselves the big questions we want to know. One, what's the story going to be about, man? I kind of really wanted Shrek 4 to be about Shrek and his kids. It feels like that's a really sideline part of the Shrek movies right now. I'm kind of interested to see what Shrek is like as a father figure. I mean, he makes it very clear throughout the series his parents wanted to like kill him or eat him, I believe. I don't think Shrek really wants to do that with his kids, so I would like them to not only be a semi-focus, but I would also like you to age them up a bit. I'm not sure what age though. I don't know if you make them 10 years old, 15 years old, or heck, 18 and have them ready to go off on their own adventure. Maybe that's a little too high in age, but then I also think about 13, 14-year-old and having just teenage modern day references thrown in there, and I'm like, oh, that could honestly kill it for me. And the Shrek universe is not opposed to that. One of my favorite things about Shrek 2 is all the meta references to real life, like their version of the Cops show, or how Far Far Away is basically Beverly Hills and they have a Starbucks, a Burger King. That was kind of funny as a kid, but can you imagine if they throw in their own version of TikTok in the Shrek universe, or they have social media or something like that? Oh, dude, I know the Farquaad logo basically predicted the Facebook logo, but dude, let's not take it that far. But I would like to see the kids be a little bit more involved, as well as Donkey's kids. Like, I want to see how those monstrosities grow up to be, and if they can talk or have personalities as well. We know Antonio Banderas' Puss in Boots will probably be a large part of the movie, although he wasn't announced as part of the cast with this release date. They only mentioned the main three, which was Shrek, Fiona, and Donkey. But the post-credits scene of Puss in Boots: The Last Wish was literally him going a far, far away, saying he's gonna go reunite with some old friends. The only other wish I have for Shrek 5 is continue it being a parody of these Disney characters, or fairy tale characters, I should say. Puss in Boots 2 actually did that really well and brought in some lesser known people, but there was a lot of Easter eggs and references to like Cinderella or other fairy tale creatures, and that always makes the world feel so fun. So that's kind of my two big wishes, is age up the kids and keep parodying fairy tale creatures. The only other thing I'm kind of fearful of is the redesign or the change in animation. You gotta believe they're switching things up a little bit, but no way they tweak it so much where we have a Sonic design situation on our hands. I kind of did flinch at whenever we first saw the animation style change in Puss in Boots 2. It was enough to where it did still feel like the Shrek universe, but it had this sort of watercolor tint to it, and it wasn't so bad. It actually heightened up some of the action scenes in Puss in Boots. But I don't know if that same art style should be translated over for a main Shrek movie, if they should just kind of upgrade the models and looks that they already do with the world. All in all though, I hope they don't ruin it. I'm very happy they included the All-Star song in the promo. I'd play you it, but then I'd get copy striked in here, and it's good to know that they're continuing to pay love to Smash Mouth, because so many of us love the soundtrack from that first Shrek movie. But part of me is like, let's not let this be a nostalgia bait thing. Obviously, we're all interested because of nostalgia, but I don't want that to be the only thing about this movie that shines. I want some newer stuff in there where Shrek feels updated and fresh in a good way, and it's not just them going, hey, you remember Gingy? Hey, you remember Pinocchio? Here's the three piggies, man. I just hope it's a little bit more than that. And also, this cinematic universe they're building with Shrek, please make it make sense. Don't oversaturate and kill the character. Because when they announce a solo Donkey movie, I'm not against that. But I'm also just like, is it warranted? Donkey is fun, and I do love Donkey. But will I love Donkey when he's the main character? When the entire movie is about him? He feels like a good supporting character next to Shrek, you know? How's it gonna go when it's just him the whole movie? I guess we'll have to wait and find out. But right now, we're eating good, Shrek fans. Let's just wait for the day they announce the return of that glorious green ketchup. Let me know what you guys think about the announcement for Shrek 5. Thoughts and theories down below. Don't forget to like, subscribe. Follow me on Twitter at 3C Films or on TikTok at 3C Films. But as always, I'm Chris. Take care.